deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of that?
'Tis but thy name that is mine enemy. Thou art thy
Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2. Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2. A lane by the wall of the Capulet's orchard, and within the Capulet garden. A lane by the wall of the Capulet's orchard, and within the Capulet garden. The players, members of the famed Old Vic Company of London, with William Squire as Benvolio, Peter Finch as Mercutio, Alan Badel as Romeo, and Claire Bloom as Juliet.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo, my cousin! Romeo! He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed. He ran this way and left the orchard wall.
Call them, Mercutio.
Oh, nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, madman, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry but army, pronounce but love and dumb. Speak to my gossip Venus one fair word, one nickname for her purblind son in air, young Adam Cupid, he that shot so trim when King Cophetua loved the beggar wench. He heareth not, he stirreth, he moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eye, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the domains that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear. And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him. This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest, and in his mistress' name I conjure but to raise up him. Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed. Feel bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Good. For 'tis but vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yon window brings? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. Yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, what of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speak. Bold, 'tis not to me she speak. Two of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business, do entreat eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there? They in her head, the brightness of her cheek would shame those stars. As daylight doth the lamp. Her eyes in heaven, daylight doth the lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Sing and think it were not night. See how she leaned, her cheek upon her hand. Oh, her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
I mean,
she speak. Touch that cheek.
I mean,
she speak. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals who fall back gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo. Oh, Romeo. Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Oh, deny thy father and refuse thy name. Deny thy father and refuse thy name. What if thou not? Be but sworn my love and I'll no longer be a cat. Be but sworn my love and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more or shall I speak of that?
'Tis but thy name that is mine enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is not hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would. Were he sweet? So Romeo would. Were he not Romeo called? Retain that dear perfection Romeo called. Retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo doff thy name. That title, Romeo doff thy name. And for thy name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Me but love, I take thee at thy word. Me but love, and I be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou, that thou bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name...
My counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it's enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not drunk 100 words. My ears have not drunk 100 words of thine utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither, tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are let to me.
If they do find thee, murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they found thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. Life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
By whose directions foundst thou art this place?
By love, who first did pray to inquire. He lent me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, but wert thou as far as that vast shore, washed with the farthest sea, I would adventure this sea. I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night o'er my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak night. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearst, thou mayst prove false, and lovers perjure as they say, Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, thou dost love pronounce it, say, Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, thou dost love pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse, and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst, yet I was ware my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear, that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, constant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which art the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
With my heart's dear love.
Well, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night, bud of love by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Thou leave me so unsatisfied.
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
Change of thy love's faithful vow find.
I gave thee mine, or thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Madam?
I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu.
Juliet!
Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed night. I am afeard being in night. All this is but a dream, too flattering, sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If at thy bent of love be honorable, my purpose marriage, send the word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. And all my fortunes at thy feet I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Lady!
I come anon. If thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come to see thy suit, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive, my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light.
Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of them?
'Tis but thy name that is mine enemy. Thou art thy...
Then a consummation of tragedy. Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scenes 1 and 2. A lane by the wall of the Capulet's orchard and within the Capulet garden. The players, members of the famed Old Vic Company of London with William Squire as Benvolio, Peter Finch as Mercutio, Alan Badel as Romeo, and Claire Bloom as Juliet.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo, my cousin! Romeo!
He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and left the orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Oh, nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, man, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and that is fine. Cry but army, pronounce but love and dove. Speak to my gossip bee one fair word, one nickname for her purblind son in air. Young Adam Cupid, he that shot so trim when King Cophetua loved the beggar wench. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, 5 foot, straight leg, and quivering eye, and the domains that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest, and in his mistress' name I conjure but to raise up him. Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed this feel bed for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then. For 'tis vain to seek him here that means not to be found. To seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light was Juliet as the sun? Arise, already sick and pale with grief, that thou have made art far fairer than she. Be not unmade, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speaks. 2 of the fairest stars in all the heavens have some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their sphere till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through airy regions stream light, that birds would sing and see how she leans her cheek upon her hand, cheek upon her hand. Cold, cold, that I were a glove upon that head, that I might touch that cheek. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of them unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals, who fall back to gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy clouds and sail upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Wherefore, thou Romeo, deny thy father and refuse thy name? What if thou wilt not thy name? What if thou wilt not be but sworn my love? Thou no longer be a Capulet?
Shall I hear more? Shall I speak?
'Tis but thy name that is my name. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? Is not hand nor foot, self, though not a Montague. What's Montague? Is not hand nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo doff thy name, and for thy name which is no Romeo doff thy name, and for thy name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee.
Take all myself.
I take thee. At thy word. At thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou? The darkness screened in night, so stumblest on my conscience. Thou, the darkness screened in night, so stumblest on my conscience.
A name I know not how to tell thee is hateful to an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not drunk 100. My ears have not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague?
Neither hath thy maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love-like wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot
find thee here.
With love-like wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love. And what love can do, that love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are to me.
If they do find thee, they will
to me.
If they do find thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou, but sweet, and I am proof against their pity.
I would not for the world find thee here.
I have night's cloak hid me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. Life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
Thy love.
Foundst thou out this place?
Thy love. Who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot. But wert thou as far as that vast shore, washed with the farthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is o'er my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? And I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest thou mayst prove false. A word. Yet if thou swearest thou mayst prove false. And lovers' perjuries they say due. Lovers' perjuries they say due. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, and be perverse, and say, and be perverse, and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. Therefore thou mayst think my behaviour light. Therefore thou mayst think my behaviour light. But trust me, gentlemen, prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. Prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou heardst ere I was strange, I must confess. But that thou heardst ere I was where my true love, heardst ere I was where my true love's passion. Pardon me, passion, pardon me. And not impute this yielding to love, which the night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder
night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder big moon I swear, the tips with silver all these fruit trees.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb. Lest the love prove likewise, and moon that monthly changes in her circled orb. Lest the love prove likewise, very leave thee.
With my heart's dear love.
I do not swear. I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet. Good night. This bud of love by sun's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night. A sweet repose and rest unto thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love, faithful vow for mine.
I give thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet I would it were to give and...
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Madam.
I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu.
Juliet.
Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed night. I am afeard being in night. All this is but a dream. Too flattering, sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If at thy bent of love be honorable, my purpose marriage, send the word tomorrow by one that procured to come to thee where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all fortunes at thy feet are laid. And follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Lady.
I come anon, but if thou meetst not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam.
By and by I come to see thy suit, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive, my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light.
I met a traveller from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command.
You're listening to the voice of Sir John Gielgud reading Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Gielgud reading Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. A page from this week's edition of Anthology. This royal throne of week's edition of Anthology. This royal throne of kings, this sceptered isle, this earth of majesty, this seat of Mars, this other Eden, semi-paradise. This seat of Mars, this other Eden, semi-paradise. This fortress built by nature for herself, against infection and the hand of war. This happy breed of men, this little world, this precious stone set in the silver sea, which serves it in the office of a wall, or as a moat defensive to a house against the envy of less happier lands. This blood plot, this earth, this realm, this England. Wonderfully sentimental thoughts of England, spoken by John of Gaunt in William Shakespeare's King Richard II, serve as a curtain raiser to introduce our program of classic English verse. Read by two of the brightest stars of the British stage, Dame Edith Evans and Sir John Gielgud. Edith Evans made her first public appearance on the stage as an amateur in 1912, playing Cressida in William Pole's production of Troilus and Cressida for the Elizabethan Stage Society. She then became a professional actress and with Ellen Terry, and was the stepping stone to one of the most successful careers any English actress has yet enjoyed. The many plays in which she has appeared are Back to Methuselah, The Lady with a Lamp, The Importance of Being Earnest, The Country Wife, and The Rivals. In 1946, for her services to the English theatre, on Edith Evans was bestowed the title Dame of the British Empire. We meet her now as she reads William Wordsworth's Upon Westminster Bridge. Dame Edith Evans.
Earth has not anything to show more fair. Dull would he be of soul who could pass by, sight so touching in its majesty. This city now doth like a garment wear the beauty of the morning. Silent there. Ships, towers, domes, theaters, and temples lie open unto the fields and to the sky. All bright and glittering in the smokeless air. Never did more beautifully steep in his first splendor valley, rock, or hill. Ne'er saw I, never felt a calm so deep. The river glideth at his own sweet will. Dear God, the very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is lying still.
Sir John Gielgud, our second distinguished guest from the realm of the English theatre, is the grandnephew of Ellen Terry, with whom Dame Edith spent her early years of theatrical apprenticeship. Sir John, an actor and producer, is as well known in America as he is in England. Theatergoers here applauded his production of Hamlet in 1937, which is accounted by some critics the finest of this generation. More recently, he has starred in The Ladies Not for Burning, The Importance of Being Earnest, and last year he was seen in the MGM production of Julius Caesar, which will be re-released during the winter season. Here is Sir John Gielgud reading Ozymandias by Shelley.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on those lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal, these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, alone and full stand, stretch far away.
For the first group of poems to be read by Dame Edith Evans and Sir John Gielgud, we listen to 5 sonnets by William Shakespeare. Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds, read by Dame Edith Evans, Sir John Gielgud reading Shall I Compare Thee, Dame Edith reading When to the scenes of sweet silent thought, That Time of Year, read by Sir John. And Dame Edith completes our quintet of Shakespearean sonnets with To Me, Fair Friend.
Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediment. Love not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me prove, I never writ, nor no man ever loved.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake darling buds of May, and summer's leaf hath all too short. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe, or eyes can see, so long, or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past, I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. Then I drown an eye unused to flow for precious friends hid in death's dateless night, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve grievances forgone, and heavily from woe to woe tell all the sad account of far bemoaned moan, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored, and sorrows end.
That time of year thou mayst in me behold, when yellow leaves, or none, or few, do hang upon those boughs which shake against the cold. There ruined choirs, where the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such day, as after sunset fadeth in the west, which by and by black night doth take away. Death, second self, but seals up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, the deathbed whereon it must fire, consumed consumed with that which it was nourished by. This thou seest makes thy love more strong, to love that well which must leave ere long.
To me, fair friend, you never can be old, but as you were when first your eye I eyed, such seems your beauty still. 3 winters cold have from the forest shook 3 summers' pride. 3 beauteous springs to yellow autumn turned in process of the seasons have I seen. 3 April fumes in 3 hot Junes burned, since first I saw you fresh, which yet are green. Ah, yet doth beauty like a dial hand steal from his figure, and no pace perceive. So your sweet hue, which methinks still doth stand, has motion, and mine eye may be deceived. For fear of which, hear this, thou age unbred. Ere you were born, was beauty's summer dead.
From the long, long list of early English poems which have been set to music, Dame Edith Evans and Sir John Gielgud read a trio of the best known and best loved. We'll hear Tennyson's poetic lullaby, and Low, the rollicking So We'll Go No More A-Rovin' by Lord Byron, and Ben Jonson's To Celia, which will then be sung for you by the Robert Shaw Chorale. Here again are Dame Edith Evans and Sir John Gielgud.
Sweet and low, wind of the western sea. Low, low, breathe and blow, wind of the western sea. Over the rolling waters go, come from the dying moon and blow him again to me. While my little one, while my pretty one sleeps. Sleep and rest, Father will come to thee soon. Rest on his breast, Father will come to thee soon. Father will come to his babe in the nest. Silver sails all out of the west, under the silver moon. Sleep, my little one, sleep, my pretty one, sleep.
So we'll go no more a-roving so late into the night, though the heart be still as loving and the moon be still as bright. For the sword outwears its sheath, and the soul wears the breath, and the heart must pause to breathe, and love itself have rest. Though the night was made for love, and the day returns too soon, yet we'll go no more a-roving by the light of the moon.
Drink to me away with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine. Or leave a kiss but in the cup, and I'll not look for wine. The thirst that from the soul doth rise, doth ask a drink divine. But might I of Jove's nectar sup, I would not change for thine. I sent thee late a rosy wreath, not so much honoring thee, as giving it a hope that there it could not withered be. But thou thereon didst own breathe, and sent'st back to me. Since when it grows and smells, I swear, not of itself